That's a first down.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Right Athletic Podcast. I am one of your hosts, Brett Bird. I'm joined today by two incredible athletes, and tonight we've got a great one for you. First, we want to give a huge shout out to our sponsor, and CJ is always going to remind me to do this. Our sponsor is Quick Med Urgent Care in Wadsworth. Thank you for believing in what we're doing and continuing to support our local high school athletes. Tonight, we're excited to bring to you two young, talented football players from Wadsworth and actually multi-sport athletes from Wadsworth. We have Brysen Hall and we have Kyle Schmeltzer. Guys, welcome to the show.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having us.
So, let me get into some of the questions we have here, but first and foremost, how are you guys doing?
I'm doing good, thank you. How are you?
Good. How's summer going?
Great.
I know I asked you off camera, but now that we're on camera, I want to see how you answer.
It's going a little too fast, honestly, but as it always does. But it's good to be off school and get to spend time with your friends. So.
Very good. So you are going to be a junior this year, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you'll be heading into senior year?
Yep.
Awesome. So tell me, how's the offseason been for you guys with, other sports, off-season training for football, and just in general?
It's been really good. So we start our off-season with lifting and our speed training, and that's been going really good. And then towards summer, we started to pick up a little bit more, like getting into our team activities. And, it's been going really good, and we're excited to get the season started here pretty soon.
Kyle, how about you, man?
Yeah, I mean, we've been lifting a lot, like basically 5 days a week for football, and then I play basketball as well, so I go into open gyms, not really playing, but going to all the shootouts and stuff like that. So keeps you busy, but gives you time to spend time with your buddies and make some of those memories that you'll remember. So
awesome. So we got a quarterback and we have a receiver. In terms of your guys' workouts that you're doing, are they the same? Are they completely different? Like, take me through like some specific exercises that you guys are doing that may not actually cross with each other.
For the most point, like they're the similar, but like an example would be maybe Kyle would barbell bench while I'm using dumbbells. Like that's like the differences in the workouts, I would say probably.
Yeah.
But for the most part, we're all doing the same workout.
Yeah, Coach Todd has like a really specific like workout plan for all of us. And then, if you're hurting one day or something's sore, like, you might deviate a little bit. But for the most part, like, we just follow what he does because they got it really good going on.
I'll say when we had Coach on, he talked a lot, and he talked up your guys' strength and conditioning coach, like, very, very well, which was pretty impressive.
Yes, sir.
So have you guys been able to do any 7-on-7s, like, in the spring and summertime? Because I know there's some rules and regulations that the OHSAA has, but have you guys been able to get any of that in?
We have. That rule just changed recently, so we had a few.
Okay.
We've already scrimmaged Avon in a 7-on-7 scrimmage.
Nice.
And that went pretty well, and then there's been a few other ones, so it's been good.
Kyle, how have been the 7-on-7 so far?
Yeah, they've been great. The competition's been great. That Avon one is always really fun just because obviously that's a big rivalry now.
Yeah.
They've been in our region and they've obviously ended our season 2 years in a row, so it's a good.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna bring that up. You did, okay.
Yeah, it's always good because we get fired up for that one.
Yes, sir.
So
who are some of the other teams you guys have played that have been impressive as well?
Norton the other day we had one. I want to say maybe 2 weeks ago. One with Norton, and they're obviously 7-on-7 is just the skill guys, but they got some skill guys that are really good. So.
How about you? Anybody stick out, like maybe some secondary players, some linebackers that you're like, whoa, this guy, like he's probably somebody to watch out for?
I would probably say the same as Schmeltz. Like every team's going to have some skills that stand out, so but everyone's a pretty good competition to kind of get before the season, so it's
awesome.
Better.
Awesome. So who are going to be some players this year that, fans and recruits and anybody that loves the game should key in on for Wadsworth football? Other than you two.
I was gonna say obviously we got Schmeltz sitting here, but I think there will be some good ones. We have another wide receiver, Jalen King, who's I think he had some reps last year, so some people probably already know him.
I remember him.
Yeah, I think he'll have a really big season, and then we have some other wide receivers that I think are gonna have big years. So
yeah, we got a lot of guys that are younger, but also some guys in my grade that just obviously we were really good last year, so that didn't get to play, but they're gonna go out there and make a lot of plays for us.
So when we talk about some of them kids that didn't get an opportunity to play last year because there was such a strong senior class that was there, how do those guys? How do they stay hungry Like, because it can be disheartening. Like, I'm not getting as much time as this game as I would like.
Yes,
like, what are some of the things that the program does to keep these guys that are in waiting hungry and excited to now, when it's their time to shine, they're going to do just as well, if not better, than the one that was there before?
Coach Todd preaches this a lot. Like, no guy in our program is any less valuable. Everyone's the same value. So, like he says all the time in practice, you might not be where you want to be yet, but your reps on scout team are just as valuable as your reps on the first team because you're helping us get ready for Friday nights.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it just speaks to, like, the bond and relationship that we have as a team. Like, everyone wants to just stick around even if, like, you're not getting the reps that you may want.
Yeah.
Like, it's just about being part of the team and being around the guys you love. And I think it also just comes down to mental toughness. Like, you might not be getting what you want now, but if you continue to work for it, it's going to
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
What was it like when you guys were in those roles? Like, I know you started as a freshman, Brysen, and I know you were a starter last year, but it wasn't set in stone that you guys were going to be starters at any point. So when you guys actually had to step into that role as a starter, like, how did you distinguish yourself from the others to make sure that you stayed the starter?
Just I would just say, like, extra work. Like, you just gotta be extra prepared, and it's something that you have in your mind, and you just gotta be mentally tough, like Kyle said earlier, and just know that you're able to do it and that you're going to be the one. So
Yeah, I think just being prepared and staying hungry, even though you're in that spot, like, knowing that there's still room for improvement and that, like, your spot's not guaranteed. Things could change week to week, so you just have to stay hungry.
Now that you guys are at where you're at, how important is for you guys to not only, produce on the field, but to be leaders? Take me through what it means to be a leader to you.
Yeah, it means a lot. I hold myself to a pretty high standard, and I'm doing my best to hold others to that standard. And I think it's going pretty well. Everyone's holding each other to a really high standard, and that's going well. Me and Kyle are both kind of more of lead by example type guys, so we're showing people how to do the things the way we do them. But we're not really gonna come and yell. But we have good leaders on the team. So
Very good.
I think both of us, like, being older guys now, like, it just, like, trying to engage with the young guys and showing them the right way to do things and just leading by example so that, when they become the older guys, they're continuing to do the same thing and paying it forward.
So how do you guys gauge your improvement from last season to, like, right now, and then once you get in season? Is it, maybe not strictly numbers based, but things you see in the gym, things you see out on the field running routes, kind of a better understanding of, defense and stuff like that? How do you guys gauge your self-improvements?
I would just say improvement would be taking what we did last year and then taking that to a higher level.
Yeah, I think one of the aspects we've seen a lot of growth has been in the weight room. Like, I think Coach Todd said this year we had the most guys, like, benching over 225 plus, squatting 315.
Yeah.
Like, so everybody's just been really locked in the weight room, and obviously that translates well to the field. And then, like, we did some throwing back in, like, March and stuff, like, throughout
continuing
the spring.
even through and turning into the summer too.
And we had so many guys come out, and so I think just everyone wants to get better, and we want to have a great season. That's what we've shown up.
So obviously we all have our flaws, but what are some of the things that you guys have specifically worked on individually to improve the most, to where you're like, hey, this is something that I saw in myself, and I'm going to make this, like, part of my personal journey to improve?
Yeah. Something for me would probably just be, like, being more of a threat in the run game. Like, the last 2 years, I haven't been asked to do that because we've had two great running backs.
Yeah.
And this year, I think that I'm going to need to take that step into being more of a run threat this year. And then probably another thing is just, I've done it before, like, taking what the defense gives me, but just to continuing to enhance that. So
yeah, I think for me, a lot of it's been, like, in the weight room, strength and speed, just trying to get my body, like, because last year, I mean, I played it, and I was probably 150 pounds. I was, like, the skinniest guy out there. And, like, so, I mean.
Well, you didn't look it, though, man.
Yeah, I mean, I try. But, like, just adding some weight and then just working hard in the weight room so I can be a little more physical out there.
Brysen, you talked about how you didn't have to run in the past because you did have, like, a plethora of solid running backs. And it wasn't even just your guys' two starters last year that you had. I remember there was you have to remind me of his name. He got hurt, like, earlier in the year with a knee.
Bowden.
Yeah.
I remember. I can't remember exactly who it was. It was a home game at the beginning of the year, but Bowden had like a draw play up the middle, and he literally, I'm pretty sure, unless I'm not remembering correctly, but he blew a linebacker like back.
Yeah,
like
you're remembering.
you know
right?
exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, and I mean, when I say blew him back, I mean the hit took him off his feet and blew him back, and then he still had the momentum running. So now that you may have to, and again, that's not saying that you guys won't have a solid running back this year, but when you're asked to, maybe run the ball a little bit more or be efficient when you do have to, what are some of the things that you personally work on, since that wasn't necessarily a primary goal, your freshman, sophomore year?
Yeah. I mean, I'm always working on strength, speed, power, like all those main things, but I would just say, like this year, I'm still a quarterback, so I'm looking to pass, but just needing to take that step, like when I'm able to, or when I need to run, just do it. So that's what I would say, probably the biggest thing.
Kyle, when you see Brysen has to get out of the pocket and run, what are some of those downfield things you're doing to ensure that he's not getting smoked by a linebacker or a defensive player, and ensuring he can get, instead of maybe 5 yards, 15 to 20?
Yeah, I mean, like, if it's a pass play, we actually work on this a lot, like in our individual drills and practice. Our wide receiver coach has to do, like, where we're working, like, we might be blocking a guy or we might be running a route, and we got to turn around and look for a safety and look for a linebacker or a corner or something like that. So, because every yard in a varsity football game matters.
Yeah, it matters. So. Absolutely. So it's kind of interesting, too. One thing that I watch and I listen to a lot at 97.1 The Fan down in Columbus, so that's some free shout-outs to them. But the one thing that they always talk about that's impressive with the Ohio State Buckeyes is their receivers' ability to block downfield. Is that something that you guys kind of really key in on too? Because not just for Brysen, but for your running backs too. Because once they get to that second level, if they have 2 corners and 2 safeties that are free to get them, it's going to be kind of hard for them to make that long run.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like, basically every day in practice, we spend 15 to 20 minutes just working on blocking and our technique, like making sure we're breaking down, driving our hips forward, and because that's a big part. Receivers, obviously, we're out there to catch the ball, but I mean, we have to make sure the run game's working and like we're sticking our nose in there. So because that's going to just open up the pass game for us.
Yeah, I think that's something that's really great. Like we have really selfless wide receivers, guys that are willing to block, and I think that's something that if we just continue to keep doing that, that's really good. So,
what are some of the things that people don't realize in terms of the sacrifice that it takes to be a starter on varsity, and not just at any old school, but at Wadsworth?
I would just say, like, probably it takes more than just doing what's required. Like, you gotta do extra work, and it's like that's really big. Like with all of our starters, I would say, like, we're not just doing just the required workouts and practices. Like, we're going to the field, getting extra work in, and yeah, I
think it's just a big time sacrifice. Like during the season, I mean, we have practice till maybe 6 o'clock, and then I mean, you're expected, if you want to go out there on Friday nights and be successful, to you need to watch film and know what the opponent's doing just as much as you know your own assignments. So I think it takes a lot more time, to really know what you're going to do and be prepared than people might think.
How much is film involved with that as well? In terms of prepping?
Yeah,
film's really involved, all week. So starting on Sunday, I think we'll get the film for the week of our opponent, and starting on Sunday, I know at least I do, and I know most of the guys are watching that on Sunday and just throughout the week. Like whenever we have time outside of football, most of us are still watching that film, just trying to break it down and see our assignments and what the defense is doing and that kind of stuff. So,
Kyle, how do you approach film? Because I know you're, depending on where you're at on the field, you're either maybe out on an island, you're in a slot, but some of the film you watch, are you keying in on some of these players that you're going to be going up against to kind of see?
A lot of it from the wide receiver perspective is obviously what coverages they're in. We noticed that, but a lot of it's just knowing the personnel and who's out there, who you might be matched up against one-on-one, and what their tendencies might be.
Very good,
just looking at that.
So I know you guys had mentioned a couple of the players that are going to be coming up this year, but talk to us about some of these guys that us fans and us lovers of Wadsworth football, who we might be surprised to see them have a breakout year, or be like, damn, who is that guy?
Yeah. I think there's a lot of players on our team that have the capabilities to do that this year, but one guy that stands out to me is he's a dog athlete, and he's been having a great offseason. He's kind of been held back to some minor setbacks, and he hasn't had his opportunity yet. But Braden Todd this year, I think he's going to have a huge year on the offensive and defensive side of the ball.
What are his positions?
He plays slot and safety, but he could really fit in any of the skill positions.
Awesome.
Yeah, another guy I'm thinking of plays slot as well. Noah Nixon, he's in migraine. He is fast, and he's a really good athlete, and he just makes plays.
And I said, it's really hard to say that about one player because there's so many guys on our team that I think have the capability to do that.
To have that breakout season.
For sure.
So what's the atmosphere like before a game for you guys? I know you guys have your maybe a meal, some prepping on the field, but when you guys get in full gear and it's that probably last 10-15 minutes before you guys make that walk onto the field, take me through that atmosphere.
It's great. I mean, it really is. It feels you get hyped up and stuff. So for me, I do my best. I stay pretty calm and just I get really excited though for me, and that music's bumping and you get ready to go. So it's exciting.
Yeah, I mean it's electric. Our community, obviously, we have so many people at the games, and you can see it before we go into the locker room with 15 minutes left. You just see everybody out there, and it gets you fired up because you just want to go out there and perform for them.
For sure, yeah. And we're thankful to have such a great community and just supporting people around us. So it's amazing.
You guys are fun to watch, man. I think I probably only missed one game this past year, and it was maybe an away game that I couldn't make, but so far at every single home game, I think there's probably almost to little no seats open, which, that's impressive, especially for the capacity that the home side can fill. It's not a 500 person stadium on the home side. You're talking I think we're in the thousands to get people in there. So it's impressive.
Yeah.
You guys have any specific songs or music that you guys as a team listen to?
Yeah, we have a set. It's kind of tradition. We have there's 5 songs maybe that change every year or every game, and then we have 5 that are just every game we listen to before, and it's just a little tradition we have. So
yeah.
What are the songs?
Well, some of them I can't remember the names of all of them honestly, but I know the one before we go out. It's been a tradition for a while, and I really like it. It's Blue Notes, right?
Yeah, Blue Notes by Meek Mill. Yeah. And then we also First Day Out by T Grizzly is always one.
Okay.
So those two are the main ones.
Those two are the 1 and 2?
Yep.
What's a play from last year that you'll never forget?
That's a good question.
I would say...
I know there's a lot, but is there... And it doesn't even have to be a play that resulted in a touchdown, a sack, but just something that you're when you think back to last year, man, there's a lot of great plays, but damn, that one was that was a good one.
You want me to go?
You got it.
I have one. I think the Avon game when Brysen threw that touchdown to Luke in the first quarter, to Luke Maddox on the left side.
Sliding into the end zone, yeah.
The crowd just went crazy, and that was because obviously we knew that we could play with them and we would be fine, but coming off the season prior, just getting that early score, it was we can really do this. So.
Yeah.
I would just say this one's with Kyle, and it kind of just sticks out. The whole Nordonia game was good.
Yeah.
I feel like we were just really clicking, but all week we worked on this one play, the first play of the game, down the middle with Kyle, and when that actually hit, it just felt really good. Do you remember that one?
Yep.
Were you running a seam route?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Little crosser over the middle.
Just wide open?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then just green grass ahead of you, right?
Green grass.
So you brought up the play from the Avon game. Is there a difference? And again, I'm not trying to badmouth any other teams, but you guys know coming into the season, hey, Nordonia is going to be a good team. Hey, Hudson's going to be a good team. Yep. Or, hey, we're playing Medina. Medina may not have an absolute wrecking crew of a team, but specifically their line is elite.
Yeah.
But when it comes to playing Avon, what's the preparation with them? Because we all know how good they are. We know what they've done the last 2 seasons. Is preparation just a little bit different? Is it the same? But is the intensity a lot higher? Because you guys know not only the stakes that are in play, but also just how talented of a team they are.
I would say for me, I'm very process-oriented. So going into the game, or going into that like week of preparation, not much changes for me. Like I stay in the same process every week, no matter who we're playing, and like I don't take any team lightly either. I know that a lot of the teams have great athletes and things, so I'm kind of looking at some of the same things. But like you said, as far as like the overall team goes, I feel like our intensity or just like level of like mindset might be raised a little bit.
Yeah, I think we're definitely like, I remember last year. Like, it's just a little different feeling at practice. Like, because you know, obviously, like what you said, what's at stake, and you know how talented they are, and what they did 2 years ago, and then this year, winning the state title. Like, we really, really wanted to knock them off.
Yeah.
And be, the team to go on and win it. But yeah, I'd say it's definitely a little different feeling at practice a little bit.
How do you, as a team? And I'm sure you guys see it, but as a team, you guys rise to that challenge. Like, how important is that every single player, not just the 11 starters on offense, the 11 starters on defense, but your kickoff guys, your second string guys that may not get in at all, but if they do get in, they have to pick up right where the first string guy left off. Like, how have you seen your teammates also embrace that challenge and that level of play?
I would just say like all of us holding each other to a high standard, like we've talked about a little bit, but like in practice you don't take any reps lightly. Like every rep's a Friday night rep, and that's how we do it, I feel like.
Yeah, I think just like even if you're not a starter or you haven't got in a whole lot, knowing that if you're on special teams, like every single play matters, and having the discipline to be focused at practice, like when things when other guys might be goofing off, you need to be locked in and focus on your assignment and be ready.
Okay. So what I'm going to have Brysen do is I'm going to have Brysen write up kind of just a basic run package for you guys.
Okay.
Or actually,
you want to just be like a good play that we run?
Let's do a good play. I'll let you pick. Right, don't put any names on it. Let's not give away any secrets for the upcoming season. And while we're doing that, Kyle, we'll just kind of do a little BS talk.
All right.
I'll draw this out.
Yeah, draw it out, and then we'll kind of walk through it. Kyle, specifically for you as a receiver, when you're out on the line, what's going through your head? Especially when you know that maybe the play is specifically drawn up for you.
I mean, I think just like honing in on your keys, like just going, through your assignment and what you might be looking at, like. For me, like if I'm running like a flag route, just thinking of how I'm going to work the guy at the top of the route if I'm going to, do a little like double move or something like that. So I'm just thinking of all those things and how I can maybe like get his hips turned. And even if it's a run play, I'm thinking like, how am I going to attack this guy if we're running up the middle? How can I like get inside and be able to block him to the outside, things like that. So
how important is it for you to also understand your running back, on a run play? Like you have the schematic of the play, so it's like, hey, I know he may like to hit it to the outside and then go up the sideline, but like how important is it for you to have a good relationship with your running back to know that if we're doing a run play, I got to go block this safety or I have to kick this corner out. I also have to be mindful of my running back that may not be the best thing for me to do, but I also have to ensure that we're getting those yardage, like you said, because 2 yards may be the difference in that first down or you guys fourth down punt and the other team scoring. Yeah,
I think it's just like a matter of knowing like everyone's play style and how they like to run. Obviously, like last year we had two very different running backs.
Yeah.
And it was just like, you look back who's in the backfield and that might change like how you're going to attack the guy and what you're going to do. So I think it's just knowing like how everybody likes to run the ball and everyone's play style.
Gotcha. All right, so I'm going to lift this up and then Brysen, I need you to walk me through this.
So this is like out of a 2x2 formation, as you can see here. And this is just a concept called smash. And that's like a universal call. Like basically every team in America has this in their playbook. You can see it on Madden even in the playbook. And
nice.
It's called smash. So you have hitch on the outsides by both outside wide receivers, and you have flag routes by both slots. And what you're doing here is this is like a low to high read. So what that means is you're going low to high. So you're going from the hitch to the flag, and you're kind of reading that corner to see if he's getting depth or if he's sinking down on the hitch. And that's like the main read of the play.
So what's our tailback doing?
The tailback's blocking if they have a 6-man inserted in blocking, and if he's not, then he's just releasing as a little check down.
Okay. So in this play, Kyle, specifically, where would you be?
So I'd be that H on the left side. Yep.
So you're running the flag on the left
Yep.
side. And are you hoping for the ball, or are you being a team player?
Yeah, I'm definitely hoping for it.
Okay.
I'm definitely hoping for it, yeah.
So, Brysen, take me through this. So you're keying in on your corners, but now if they're running a 2 safety top, what are you doing with them?
Yeah, for
like
sure.
how are you not negating them, but also keeping focus on them as
So
well?
if there's a 2 safety top, me and Kyle might give each other a little look and see that middle of the field open.
Okay.
So he can maybe work his route a little differently based on how they're lined up. And then at the same time, my process isn't changing from the play. So whatever protection we have called, that'll tell me what side I'm going to. And my progression would be hitch to flag. So I'm still reading that corner. If it's there, I'm going to take the crumb on the hitch.
Okay.
But if not, then I'm going to work to the flag. And like I said, with the 2 high look, different safety alignments, me and Kyle can kind of change that up a little bit.
So is that, like, we're talking specifically about Kyle, but does that also work with other receivers too?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It definitely works with other receivers.
Now, my last question on this is going to be, depending on what you see the defense in on this formation, are you guys able to do specific audibles to receivers, or is it just pretty much this is the play we're running, and we're not really going to audible out of the play for a specific receiver? And if we do audible, it's going to be to either entirely different formation or an entirely different play.
There's definitely the ability to do that. We haven't done it a ton yet.
Okay.
And I think that kind of goes week to week, and it also is comes in preparation. If we're all on the same page, then we definitely have a lot more ability to do it. So it kind of, like I said, week to week basis.
So what are some of the plays that, and again, let's not give secrets away. We're not going on the whiteboard anymore. We're not going on the whiteboard anymore, coaches out there, so I apologize. But what are some of those plays that when the coach calls it and you hear it, you're like, let's go?
I would say vertical plays.
Vertical plays? Okay.
Yeah, for sure. We have one pass play that's also like another universal one that basically everyone runs. It's our flood concept, where I'm running like an intermediate out route or a crosser, and that's usually, and we got a guy on the outside taking the top off, and that's usually a really good play for us.
Yeah. Again, let's not give any secrets away.
No.
But are there any kind of, like, I don't want to call them trick plays, but are there any plays that you guys work on that when you hear them too, depending on like where you're at in the game, where you're at on the field, or what the play is, or what you're seeing, that you guys may be like, hey coach, like it'd be a great time for like the hook and ladder?
I would say, like, going into each week, we definitely have some plays that in our pocket that we could use.
Yeah.
So if those do get called, then you get excited.
Yeah, we always have a couple like wrinkles that we always just like work on that stay the same every week. But luckily we never got into a position last year where we really had to.
And that's not even necessarily has to be a trick play. It could just be one of the plays we already run with just a basic change to it, maybe.
Mm-hmm. So.
Just like one critique that you saw from a previous play.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Because that's the other thing I noticed too, which is kind of awesome, is there's like TVs down there, so I see that's pretty much for the players. Mm-hmm. But I also have to assume that your guys' like offensive coordinator and the other coaches up in the box, they're watching, they're seeing things, they're finding like, hey, like maybe they're bringing the safeties down on this play, and then you guys go out for a play, and then they see that the safeties are down. Like, is that where you're seeing like those audible calls and stuff like that to make maybe instead of like a 5 to 10 yard play, a touchdown play?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that definitely is. I mean, we have multiple iPads down, headsets.
I was gonna say, I see you with an iPad a lot.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Every time you're on the sideline, I see you with an iPad on.
Yes, sir.
So, Brysen, for you, when you're back in a formation like this, I know that you're keying in on your corners, but we also can't forget about these linemen that their sole job is just to come and punish you.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
how do you play with that as well as? Now you got to call cadence. You got to get your protection from your linemen. I mean, you have like, what's the average time you have to like get that ball off? If it's a really good rush.
I don't even know for timing. I mean, I think maybe 2-3 seconds. I've actually never thought about how much time it actually is because I'm just going through my progression. But I would say, I mean, we have a really good O-line this year, and they do a great job too. So they make the job a little easier. So I'd say 2 to 3 seconds, maybe.
Kyle, when there's a really good defensive line, is that something that you also have to keep in the back of your mind? Like, hey, like these are some dogs up here. Like,
yeah, for sure.
Brysen may not have time to get that flag route to me.
Yeah, it absolutely, like, I might shorten, like, if I have, like, a hitch route or, like, a speed out, I might shorten it a little bit just because I know they're coming at him.
So that brings me to a good question, is you may shorten it. How does Brysen know that? Is that just something you guys work on? You guys have that feeling with each other?
I would just say chemistry.
Yeah.
Chemistry?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
And again, like we're talking like passing the ball, quarterbacks, it's speed, it's accuracy. A lot of the time, especially with some of the passes that I saw you throw this past year, Brysen, your receiver wasn't even in their cut yet, and the ball's already going that way, and then it's like right in stride with the receiver. Like, how important is it for you guys to build that chemistry with each other so that is possible, instead of it being just like, oh, you're throwing a 5-yard hitch, he does his hitch, and then he's waiting for the ball. Like, obviously that's not good, but like, what are the things you guys do to build that chemistry?
I would say just like the extra work, like we talked about earlier, just going to the field as much as we can to get in work. And then another thing that that's really cool about the Wadsworth program specifically, like we're thankful to have such a great program, and all of us grew up playing together. So I mean, we've been playing together since we've been in youth football. So we've been coming up through it all together. So we have that chemistry just continuing building. So
just building on that.
Yes,
if
sir.
you guys see the defense like almost completely change where they're at from their pre-formation, what's going through your head, Brysen?
Just kind of like trying to see what they're changing to,
Okay.
or maybe they're possibly disguising something that they've already done.
So like maybe they're disguising that they're in a zone, but they're going to blitz.
Yes, sir.
But then it can also be vice versa too. So how do you handle that though? Like, do you ever get like, oh, like crap, like this outside linebacker comes up, like he's going to do one of two things, right? He's either going to blitz or he's going to fall back. Like in your preset reads, like take me through like what you're thinking.
Yeah. So I mean, if you see something like that, like you definitely want to like keep an eye on it, but you also can't like focus on that exactly. Like you have to still stay in your progression and stuff. So I think it's kind of just like a feel. Like you'll maybe take a quick peek to see, does he come or does he go back? So looking at the safeties to see how many safeties they have can really give you a tell on the coverage, and then also just kind of looking at like alignment's a big thing, and that kind of goes along with the film study like we talked about earlier. So kind of seeing like tendencies, or if they do this, then I have a good idea it's going to be this.
Okay. So. Kyle, in terms of you, if you see that kind of stuff on the field, is it not much of a drastic change for you as it is Brysen, or does it just depend?
Say it's definitely more different for him. I mean, me, unless we're like audibling or like I see somebody, like one time I might change what I'm doing. Like if I see someone, that's going to blitz, that might be over top me, like an outside linebacker, I might, change what I'm doing. But for the most part, I'm just doing pre-snap what I'm supposed to. If we want to change anything, I'll listen and do that.
What's one thing that you guys have been working on in the off season to improve that you're hoping to see huge changes on the field in terms of your game this year?
I would say probably just like taking what the defense gives me more. I've done it in the past, and it's just something that I'm continuing to work on, and that goes along with film study, just like being point on knowing exactly where I'm going with the ball. So
yeah, for me, I'd say probably just like being a little more technical, like with my route running. Like maybe like we have a really, really good wide receiver coach who has taught us a lot. And he came last year, like about really the fundamentals of route running, and like maybe doing more stuff with my eyes where I can, get a defender to turn his hips and then get me more open, things like that, being faster out of my breaks. So
Brysen, you said accepting what the defense gives you and going with that. How hard is that though? Because I know, you want to make the plays, but gaining that maturity in playing, like really truly, how important is it for you to accept sometimes you have to just go off what the defense gives you to ensure that you guys have a next play? So how do you in your game kind of accept that as like, hey, I may have to do it this play, maybe not the next play, but this play for sure because of what I'm seeing. Yeah, I just have to accept that.
I would just say like those small plays can really turn into big plays down the line. So like you might see something and really want to do it, but based off what the defense is giving, you can't. So you just got to take the crumb, like I said earlier. And those really small throws or small plays can turn into big plays.
Okay. So. Kyle, how are those battles out at wide receiver? If you are the X in that play, you're the Z in that play, and you're going to see either that corner a lot or you're going to see this corner a lot. Like, take me through that one-on-one battle with them.
Yeah, I mean, it's intense. Like, a lot of times you're lined up against the same guy for the majority of the game, and it's just, trying to be disciplined in your footwork and, if you're blocking, just being physical. And,
yeah.
Coach always talks about, like, we try to get our receivers as many one-on-ones as possible, and it's just like you just got to go out there and trust the work you've put in and win those one-on-ones.
What's the chirping like? Because I know nobody's silent out there, right?
I mean, there's definitely a little. I'd say it depends on who we're playing. Like, if we got a big rivalry, it might be a little more. But, we try to just, for the most part, I'd say we do a pretty good job just letting our games do the talking.
I was going to say that's always, like, the best comeback. Like, you can have a really good verbal comeback, but the best comeback is dusting somebody on a play and scoring 6.
Yep, that's right.
What are some personal goals you guys have set for yourself this year?
I would just say to be the best player that I could possibly be the best leader I can be, and just, like, take what I did last year and continue to improve on it. And then also the standard that I hold myself to, try to hold other guys to that same standard.
Very good. Kyle, what about you, man?
Yeah, I think I just want to build on some of the things that I did well last year and then improve some of the things that I didn't do as good. And then I think another part, being a senior, this obviously being my last year, like, I just want to, like, leave a legacy where, like, I can, help the younger guys so that next year, like, I can maybe, even though I'm not there, like, say that I contributed to a little bit of their success.
Awesome.
So,
what are some of the team goals that you guys have set in stone for this upcoming season that you guys would like to reach?
I would say the state championship.
Okay,
that's the
Very
biggest
good.
one.
Yeah.
I mean, that's obviously the goal, but I would just say taking each week one by one, and like Kyle said earlier, I want to let our play do our talking and just, like, show the hard work that we've put in. So
yeah, I think we always have, like, a couple, obviously, state title, and then we've been lucky enough to win 3 in a row, but winning the league is always, like, the first goal that we have. So winning that and then getting a couple home playoff games is always another one. So if you can win the league, you probably got that one locked up too.
So I see that Highland is now in the league with you guys. How do you feel about that?
It'll be fun.
Yeah.
I think it'll be good.
Yeah, I think it's going to be sweet because obviously, like, we're so close in proximity to where, like, I think it'll bring back a little bit of that rivalry.
I was going to say, was there a rivalry at one point in time between Highland and Wadsworth?
I think there was. And I feel like in youth, too. We always played them in youth. So, yeah.
So who do you guys think is more of a rival to you guys then, Highland or Medina?
Oh, I would say for high school, like, it feels like Medina right now, but it could change.
Yeah, it could change.
Yeah.
Just because we've played Medina for a good amount, just in our non-league schedule. But I think definitely, for the younger guys, the Highland could really turn into
could turn into like the rivalry.
Yeah, definitely.
For sure.
How do you guys prepare for that rivalry game with Medina?
Like I talked about earlier, just the process doesn't change, but then the intensity might be a little bit more up. So
I was gonna say you guys put a pretty good whooping on them. I was there. I was there for that one, and it was. I was like, "Dang, dude, this is getting kind of like embarrassing to a certain extent." I'm like, I was actually starting to feel bad for them for a second. I mean, but how does that? I mean, I'll be honest. What was the final score? I know you guys remember.
I honestly don't.
You don't remember?
I don't.
It was a lot to a little. I could have CJ look it up, but I think after you guys scored your 4th touchdown, I was like, they got nothing. They got nothing, folks. We might actually be able to leave early for this one. So there has been a lot of, and hopefully you guys aren't paying attention to this. And before I even get to it, how much do you guys pay attention to, like, the atmosphere of Division II football with, like, who's getting added, who's leaving? Like, does that matter at all, or is it just who's next week?
I honestly don't. Like, I heard there's some changes this year, but I honestly do not pay attention to it that much.
Yeah, I mean, like, sometimes it can, like, with social media, it can be hard to avoid it completely, and, like, you obviously have a little bit of an understanding, but, I mean, all we can control is going out, winning 10 games in the regular season, and then playing whoever we got to play in the playoffs, so.
Cool. What has Coach Todd meant to you guys?
Coach Todd's meant a lot to me. He's really taught me so much just from football, and then he's such a great leader to all of us and kind of shows us how to do things the right way all the time. And yeah, he's so involved in the youth program with all the guys now, and he's been that way forever. So he means so much to our program and just to all of us individually.
Yeah, I think just his leadership, like all the sacrifices he makes, during the regular season, during the season, he probably barely sees his family. He pours in so much time and effort into us, and I think just seeing how he approaches everything, the intensity he has, and then we always say three things in our program. It's faith, family, and then football, and seeing how he can, obviously while football is super important, prioritize different things like that. And I think it's just a good example to.
How does he challenge you guys that may be different from anybody else that has coached you through life?
I would just say the standard that he holds us to. Obviously, he's the head varsity coach, but I feel like he holds everyone to that standard all the time.
Yeah, I think the effort he puts in to us and showing up every day and being super attentive and stuff like that, it just makes us want to do more and more, and I think that gets the best out of us.
So obviously you guys all played youth football. How important is it for you guys to interact with the youth players from the kindergartners just doing flag football all the way up to the the 8th graders, to kind of show them this is the way. This is not only is this the way, but this is the way to success. But also, just talking to them, hanging out with them, showing them how to run a flag route, showing them how to, throw a hitch. Talk to me about how you guys interact with the youth.
I think the good thing is we all really enjoy it, and that's kind of part of our culture here. We've all been treated so well by the older guys that were ahead of us, and we kind of want to pay that forward to the younger kids. And it's really good for them to learn from some of the high school guys and really enjoy it, because I know how it made me feel when I was down there, and those guys treated me all so well. So
yeah, for sure. I think Brysen said, it's just about paying it forward, and we all really we had this opportunity to coach flag this year, spring flag, and a lot of us did it, and it was an absolute blast. I think just the more you can really pour into it and show them that they mean a lot, and they're you're willing to give them your time and your effort, I think that means a lot to them, and it obviously means a lot to us.
Yeah, well, I can definitely tell you guys it's paying off, because my son Landon was thrilled to not only get to hang out with you guys and Gavin and Ernest and all of them, but that makes him be he came home the one day, he's Gavin's good, but I'm gonna be better than him someday. I'm dude, those are some big shoes to fill.
It's a good mindset.
And then I'm thinking too, I'm he throws the ball pretty well, and I'm yeah, but what about Brysen? I was do you want to be better than Brysen? He's I don't know, I think that might be kind of tough. I'm you hang out with him enough at these camps and flag football and stuff. I was you see it, you can do it. He's yeah, that's probably true. So what do Friday night lights in Wadsworth mean to you guys, and what do you think it means to the community?
They mean everything to me, honestly. Ever since I've been a kid, I just remember growing up, going to games and just being around the older guys and just seeing them play. And we're thankful to have such a great community and just a great supporting cast around us. And they truly do mean everything. And it's just so cool to have such a great opportunity here in Wadsworth.
Yeah, the atmosphere, the fans. It's truly a one-of-one experience. And the great thing is that everybody that wants to can be a part of it. The fans obviously do so much. It's just a testament to how great of a community we are, and the culture and the program that Coach Todd's built. So,
and I've talked to multiple collegiate players and some that even at the professional level, and all of them say nothing will beat a Friday night. So that's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
I agree with you guys 100%. So now that we kind of have some of the important questions, the complex questions, now we'll ask maybe some easier ones that are a little bit funner. All right. So, and these are the rapid fire questions that CJ had, and I'm sure I'll think of some too, CJ. So let's just start with the first one, which is kind of the easiest one, but what's your favorite college football team?
Ohio State.
Okay.
Yeah, that has to be Ohio State, being from Ohio, but I like a lot of them.
What do you guys think about this year for Ohio State?
I think it'll be a good year.
Hopefully a natty.
Yeah.
I know. You know what's funny? I was thinking the same thing too. Some people are saying since we have to almost replace our entire defense, I'm maybe we make the CFP. I'm like, one, we'll make it.
Yeah.
Two, you saw what they did last year with not an entirely revamped defense, but they lost a lot from that national championship too.
Yeah.
All right, so we're all Buckeyes here,
Yep.
which is good. I'm glad nobody said Michigan. We're gonna have to cut this short very quickly, get you out of here. How about NFL team though? Because that actually, not everybody's a Browns fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. For me, it's the Lions, I think.
Lions, okay.
I'm Browns.
You're a Browns fan?
I mean, it's hard, but
I'm not honestly, I'm not a huge team fan. I'm mostly like players in the NFL,
Okay.
I would say. But if I had to choose one, it'd probably be Lions because a lot of my family, like uncles and aunts, like that.
I was just gonna ask that. How did you come to be a Lions fan?
Yeah,
Family?
that family.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I
you're
think it was from Barry Sanders.
from Barry Sanders.
Yeah.
Dude, he was a beast. And he actually retired before he probably really even should have retired.
Yeah.
So Brysen, how did you get into, or not Brysen, excuse me, Kyle, how on earth did you become a Browns fan?
I was born into it, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it's not easy cheering for a team who just does the same thing every year, but it's literally the
Except
definition
lose.
of insanity. But
Yeah, I know,
No.
yeah.
I'm hoping that this year maybe we can turn it around a little.
Okay.
But I mean, it's wishful thinking.
Do you guys have any, and this is kind of rapid fire, but not really, do you guys have any college players and NFL players that you guys kind of like pay attention to or focus on a little bit more than others?
In the NFL more so for me.
In the NFL?
I like a lot of the quarterbacks, but some of my favorites are like Matthew Stafford and Joe
Okay.
Burrow, I would say.
Okay.
I
What about
would
you, Cal?
say, I now that I've played football for a while and I know a little bit more now as I've gotten older. I like guys like Carnell Tate and Justin Jefferson. Because I'll just sit at school and just watch videos of their route running, and it's just wow.
So, did you guys watch the draft at all in any of that?
I didn't watch a ton this year.
No?
though.
Okay.
I watched it. I wanted to see Fernando get drafted. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's a really cool story.
You talking Mendoza?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think of him, man? Because he is not that super cocky, confident guy. He's very humble. He has his faith. I'll be honest, I didn't want to see Indiana beat us. I didn't want to see him win a national championship. I wanted that to be us. But to see that guy in that role and be as humble as he was, to me, that was extremely impressive.
for sure. It's great.
What did you take away from him as a quarterback?
Yeah, I love him. I think he's a class act. I love how he's not afraid to share his faith and just give all glory to God. That's something I'm really big on also.
Awesome.
And I think he's really cool. In his Heisman speech, how he was talking about how you can be quiet but still tough, and I think he's the ultimate competitor because when he gets into that, he can flip the switch. So
well, I think any naysayer on that should go back to watching his scramble for that touchdown against Miami in the national championship because that was
insane.
That was beyond big boy football too. Yeah. So you were talking about Carnell Tate. So I know one thing a lot of people said about Carnell Tate is they were dogging him on his 40 time.
Yeah, I did see that.
But then they almost also kind of forgot all the film that's on him from these last 2 or 3 years.
Good.
How does that make you feel as a receiver that they're literally belittling him simply because of a 40 time?
Yeah, I mean, me personally, I've never been super fast. I'm probably on the slower side for a receiver, but it's there's so many other things that go into being a great receiver and being a great football player.
It's not just about how fast you can get from the 1 yard line from the goal line to the 40.
Yep.
Yeah. Let's see here. What's your guys' favorite pre and post game meal?
Pre-game meal, just a little bit of pasta, and then post-game meal, Romeo's Pizza. That's
very good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pre-game, I never really eat much before the game. My mom always gets me these things called balance breaks, and it's a little cheese, some raisins, and some cashews. That's really all I eat. And then after the game, I usually like some mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese?
Yep.
Are we talking microwave mac and cheese, or are we talking about Kraft mac and cheese?
Kraft.
Kraft?
Yep.
Okay. Are you a big-time butter guy in it? A little bit of milk, a lot of butter?
For
okay.
Sure.
What is it about Romeo's, though? Because
I don't know.
there's so many pizza places.
Well, I would just say it's probably my favorite pizza around.
Okay.
I like the sweet sauce, and then we had it after one of my games, and then it just became a tradition.
You fell in love with it. CJ's got. We kind of talked about it too earlier, though. But in your guys' mind, who's the most underrated teammate that everybody needs to be on watch notice for?
That's a really tough question. It's really hard to call one out, but I'll go with a young guy right now.
Okay.
Because he's going into his freshman year, and I did the spring flag with him. I would say Braxton Wagner.
Braxton
He's a
Wagner?
young kid, but he's a dog, wide receiver, and I don't know what his role will be yet, but I know that he has a bright future if he keeps working and stuff. So
Yeah, I mean, hard to pick.
Yeah,
I'll keep it in the receiver room because I mean, those guys I'm around more. There's another guy who's going to be a sophomore, Alex Porter, and he's going to be in the coming years. He's going to be really, really
awesome.
good.
So when you have these young players like that and they show all this talent, how do the coaches, especially Coach Todd and his staff, how do they find spots for these guys to shine and get that experience of playing on Friday?
Yeah, I mean, like Coach Todd always says that like we need 2 to 3 guys at every position that can go in and like the talent level doesn't drop because I mean you never know what could happen, injuries happen, stuff like that. So I think it's just like them preaching how important every guy is and knowing that your time might come when you like least expect it. So
awesome. What is your guys' funniest Coach Todd moment to date? Because you have this year and next year, and then you got this year.
I would say we had a scrimmage last year at Green, and we had like just put in this new cadence where it was like we were not going on our first sound, we were going like on one. And we jumped probably 10 times in a row, like the first 10 plays, and he was getting so mad.
Yeah.
He made us drop down and do burpees on the field, and the crowd
mid game.
Yeah.
Oh, I like it. I like it.
It was fun.
Yeah.
I have a lot. I can't really think of one. If I had to pick one right now, I'd probably go with the same one as Schmeltzer.
Okay.
That was a pretty funny moment that I think if you ask any of our teammates about that, I think they'd all remember it. So it was a funny moment.
Where is your guys' favorite place to play away from Wadsworth?
I would say Nordonia.
Nordonia?
Yep, I would also say Nordonia.
What is it about it?
I don't even know. It was just
the stadium is sweet, and I feel like they always have a really good crowd.
Yeah, they do.
When we play them, we always bring a lot of people, and they always show out.
Yeah, and I just like their turf too. Okay. I don't know what it is.
It is nice.
It's like, dude, it's nice. It's really nice. Let's see. You like mac and cheese after football games. You're a big Romeo guy after football games. What's your favorite food in general, though? Like I said, these are easy. Like, dude, these are soft.
Well, I'll just go two answers. Either a big steak or I like wings. Also.
Wings, okay.
Yeah, I'm going like some steak and mashed potatoes.
Are we? What kind of steak though? Because there's so many different kinds. Is there one like I'm a porterhouse guy, or you like a fillet?
I'm just like a sirloin guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any good steak.
Okay. What is your favorite sport other than football?
Me, basketball.
Basketball?
Yep.
Probably baseball.
Probably baseball. Who do you guys follow? Any college or pro teams for either of those sports?
I mean, I watch the Cavs a good amount, and then obviously March Madness rolls around. I get into it, but
I don't watch any specific. I like to watch basketball too. It's fun. And my brother plays basketball also, so I enjoy watching him.
Do you participate in the March Madness bracketology and all that?
Oh yeah,
I do them just for fun. Yeah.
How'd you guys do this past year?
Better than it has the last couple years.
Yeah.
I honestly couldn't tell you. I just do them for fun, just fill them out.
I'm the same way. I used to get into it like big time. My buddies and I would we'd put like $10 in.
Yeah.
I'd like literally be reading up like almost like the scouting reports on teams. Like, dude, it's funny. Like, no, it's funny because it'd be like, oh yeah, Coastal Carolina finally made it. Like, dude, they got a really strong 5, and then they got these 3 guys on the bench that are really good. I'm putting them in the Sweet 16, and then they get just the crap beat out of them.
It's crazy how every year everyone just like with no prior knowledge before March
there's somebody.
Yeah.
I think it was, God, I can't remember how long ago it was, but there was like a 14, 15, or 16. Well, I do remember a 16 seed beat a 1 seed, but there was somebody that made it that was a very low seed or a high
St.
seed. That
Peter's
was it? Yeah, they made like the Elite 8 or something like that,
Yep.
and like completely never happened before. Impressive, but that's also the thing about basketball too, is it seems like on almost any given day, any team can beat the other team, no matter how talented or untalented they are.
I remember seeing Jack Golke. Is that his name?
Oh, yeah.
That was a fun year.
Oakland, yeah.
Oh, with Oakland?
Yeah, that was fun.
So, let's see. You guys' favorite TV show? If you watch TV, because it seems like you guys don't have a whole lot of free time.
All right, this one was came out last year, I think, and it's called Quarterback.
Quarterback?
And it goes
Okay.
inside quarterback's life, so it's pretty cool.
I would say The Office.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Dude, I love The
show.
Office. Who's your favorite Office character?
I would say Jim.
Jim?
Jim's just
yeah,
so
Jim's
likable,
good.
I
Jim
feel
Halper,
like.
man.
Yeah.
Jim Halper's good. Mine's got to be Michael Scott.
Yeah.
That's like the only TV show that has ever actually given me an emotional response.
Yeah.
Whether being like, oh man, that's sad, or mostly it was being embarrassed and having a feeling of embarrassment by Michael Scott's antics. On that Quarterback show, Brysen, who's like the one episode that you saw that like you really enjoyed watching? Like what quarterback was it?
I would say Joe Burrow was on
Joe
that,
Burrow?
Yeah. And I think I think it's on Netflix, and I think there's a new one coming out this year. So
Is
that'll be
it-
fun to watch.
So is it like season based? Like it's season 1, there's like 4 or 5 episodes?
Yeah, well, it's just no, it's not like that. It's there's so many episodes. Yeah, I guess it is kind of.
Okay.
And each episode will have a few quarterbacks. So I can remember last year it was Joe Burrow and Jared Goff, and they literally are in their season. So it's pretty cool.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's real.
What were some of the things that you saw in that maybe were a little bit surprising?
I don't know if there was anything that surprised me, but it just goes into their preparation. So it's kind of cool, and you can kind of try to learn from them. So
Yeah. Favorite movie?
Sandlot.
Sandlot? Dude, I just watched that today before I got here.
Probably Remember the Titans.
Remember the Titans? Okay, so sports movies, that's good. Do you guys favorite vacation spot or a vacation that someday I have to go here?
I always go. Me and my family have gone to the same place for every year that I've been born. It's called Fripp Island, South Carolina.
Okay.
It's right by Hilton Head, and it's super low key. You have so much room on the beach, and it's just like a core memory basically. at this
Say it
point.
again.
It's called Fripp Island.
Fripp?
Yep.
Fripp Island?
Yep.
All right, I'm going to mark that one down.
Sweet.
I would just say any nice beach spot would be pretty cool.
Awesome. What are your guys' hobbies outside of sports?
I enjoy golfing a lot.
Golf?
Fishing.
Fishing?
Yeah, I golf. I golf a lot. A lot of golf.
Who's the better golfer between you two?
Schmeltz is really good.
Yeah.
But we have had some battles, though.
Yeah, we have.
We've had some battles.
Well, usually a lot of us when we go out together, we
Yeah.
usually play a scramble. So we're usually working together.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Do you guys have any sibling rivalries or anything like that? Or are you guys pretty much there's an age difference between you and your siblings?
For me, it's not a rivalry. It's it's nice to have someone to work with because my brother pushes me and I push my brother. So it's really nice. We train together and stuff. Because my brother's going to 8th grade and he plays quarterback also. And so I enjoy having him.
Yeah, I have an older brother and a younger sister. So when we were younger, there was definitely some sibling fights going on.
Yeah, I mean that's a given though.
Oh
Never
yeah,
gonna-
I'm the middle of 3, so trust. I get it. And we were born. We were 2 years ahead and 2 years behind. So I was a sophomore when my brother was a senior, and it was like that with me and my younger brother. It is, dude. It's good. It's good rivalry.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's very good rivalry. So what is life gonna be like after high school for you guys? Take me through what you guys have planned for yourself.
For me, I want to go to college. I don't know. I haven't really decided if I want to play either football or basketball yet. If I have a good year and can go a place that I really like, I'll do that, obviously. But I think for a major stuff like that, I think I want to go into physical therapy for a job. I think that excites me. So
For me, I want to go to college too. My goal's always been to play college football, and then the best would be to continue and play professional football, God willing. So just got to continue to work and see where God's plan takes me. So
let's end the show on this. What is your most memorable moment in not just football, but what's your most memorable moment in life so far? Something that you're always going to remember.
Jeez.
You can take a minute to think. I spurred it on you. This is a rapid fire question, but it's the most in-depth rapid fire question to date.
I would just say for me, probably I can't remember the exact moment, but talking with my parents and my dad telling me that with hard work you're able to accomplish anything, and just having that mindset to know that if you're willing to work for it, nothing's going to be handed to you, but you're able to accomplish your goals.
Very well said, Brysen.
Mine, I mean, I might have a little recency bias, but like, and it's like I'm always going to go to sports right away.
Yeah.
So I would say probably like last year we had, we had a team meal after our Avon loss the next day, and like it was like super emotional, and like it just like shows like how much, like obviously football is just a sport at the end of the day, but how much like the relationships and stuff mean. So it's like I think that was just really eye opening to see like how much, like obviously we knew it at the time, but once it was all over, like it really hit us like how special it was. So
that's awesome. Well, I can tell you this: you guys are two great young men. I wish you the best. You're very welcome. I think you guys are going to do very, very well this upcoming season. But I think you guys are also going to do very, very well in life. You guys are very humble. You guys are very articulate, smart, and you guys do a very good job of carrying yourself both on and off the field. So you guys should be very proud of that.
Thank you.
Well, thank you very much.
You're very welcome. So that's the end of our show. CJ can't be up here today for some reason to get us out of here, but the one thing I got to do is I have to say thank you to our sponsor, Quick Med Urgent Care in Wadsworth. I am a firm believer in them because I have actually used them. So if you ever need any type of medical care that they can provide, please reach out to them. Go there. They do physicals. I got both my kids in there like that. So once more, Quick Med Urgent Care in Wadsworth. This is the Right Athletic Podcast, and we are really appreciative of you guys joining us today. Say goodbye to Brysen and Kyle.
Yes, sir.
We'll see ya.
Thank you for your time.
Yep, thanks for having us.